Tell me about your role and what you do.
So I'm a data research analyst at a company called Sensibill. I work a lot with machine learning. I basically am training a computer on how to read receipts. So we digitize a paper receipt. If you take your phone and hover over a piece of paper, we pretty much pick up all the information, put it into a digital format, and you can toss the receipt. It's definitely not anything I thought I would be doing after college, but it's pretty interesting.
The machine learning space is relatively new for a lot of people. How did you equip yourself with the skills that you need to get involved in this industry?
Honestly, at Northeastern, I was able to dip my hands in a ton of different things. While I was a psychology major, I actually co-opted in fashion. And then I decided that I didn't really want to do that, and tech was such an up-and-coming industry at that time. So I actually landed in this position, kind of. And at first I was really nervous about it. I told them in my interview that I had no background in technology. And then I was like, okay, I just blew it. I'm not going to be able to work here. And they were like, no, we want that. So I was able to pretty much apply all of my abilities that I learned at school, dipping my hands in different things, to my current position. So rather than having them teach me the hard skills, I am able to use everything I learned on the psychology end of things about the human brain and relate it to a machine brain, which sounds a bit strange because a machine doesn't actually have a brain, but I'm kind of like molding it.
One of the things that I think is really interesting about machine learning and artificial intelligence is that people assume that it's all about augmenting machines, but it's really about augmenting humans' capabilities. And some of what you mentioned in terms of the psychology background can be incredibly helpful.
Yeah, for sure. So one of the things that I like to compare it to is a company that does all manual data entry. It takes a lot of people and a lot of work to have someone sit behind a computer and actually look at an image and manually enter on a keyboard everything that is on that image. So with what I do, even though there is some manual work in there to teach the machine, once the machine becomes smart enough, eventually, ideally, I can just stop training it on whatever I'm training it on, and it will be able to pick up a million different examples of whatever it is. And hopefully this won't happen because people need jobs, obviously. But I'm imagining that one day, humans won't even be needed to train a machine.
As someone who's early on in this space, as far as machine learning and artificial intelligence, what is it that excites you about the future of this technology?
My parents actually gifted me with Amazon's Alexa for the holidays a few years ago before I was in the tech space. And I had no idea what it was. My mom was like, it is the gift of the year. You need to take it. It's so cool. And I was like, what is this? It's Alexa. You could talk to her. You could tell her what to do. And I was like, return this. This is so scary. I do not want it. And now, every day, I pretty much am doing what the people behind Alexa do. And it's fascinating. I think that it's going to do a lot of good in our society. It can do some bad, but we'll push that to the side. The self-driving cars are artificial intelligence. When you turn on your cell phone and your cell phone says, okay, it will take you 2 hours and 30 minutes to get home, and you're like, how did my phone know that? That's artificial intelligence. It's essentially, I don't want to say someone on your shoulder because that's creepy, but it's kind of like someone looking over your shoulder at all times, knowing exactly what you're doing and giving you suggestions as to how to go about your day in the most efficient and best way possible.
What was it at Northeastern that allowed you to be able to succeed in this current job?
I think my professors honestly gave me the encouragement and the confidence to really go and do whatever it is that I want to do. It was so awesome. Not one of my professors was just a by-the-books person. They constantly brought in their jobs outside of being a professor, and a few of them even took us to different spaces they'd worked in to give us a hands-on experience on how to apply what we were learning in class to the real world. Even though I never was able to go to a tech company while I was studying psychology, I was able to go to a ton of different places, and it kind of made me think a little bit differently about how psychology really could be applicable to the real world. I don't have any friends who went to any other universities who had that kind of experience, which is why I'm so grateful for Northeastern. I honestly am so excited that this campus is here because I've been wanting to get my master's degree. Worked out perfectly.